Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a great, happy Juneteenth. Wow, time is flying. Time is really flying. Oh, that's my indicator to hydrate. So a lot of good things happening right now. Hello again from Oregon. Um, Man, where to start? So today, I really wanted to talk about a book that is probably one of my top five favorite books now. I finished reading it about a week ago. I've been writing a few notes and kind of just how to brainstorm, how to incorporate it in my life. The book is called The Compound Effect. Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Great book, solid. So I heard about this book in some of my self-improvement circles. And it's been on my kind of like reading list for quite some time. And I decided to every now and then I go on Amazon or bookstores and I kind of just bulk buy a bunch that I'm like preparing for the next like quarter. So I was going to read this on the plane. I had a lot of traveling in the last few weeks going to Chicago and a few other places. And I was on the, I was on the flight, was in, kind of waiting at the terminal as well. I was in the plane and a pilot, not the guy driving the plane, but just I guess he was catching a ride, sat down next to me, saw my book, and was like, I love that book. That's like one of my favorite books of all time. And we started chatting about it, and he told me a little bit about how he started incorporating into his life and some of the stuff he's had with his relationships and health. And I was like, that's awesome. He's like, yeah, I also have it on audio as well. That's great. So I read the book. And if you know what compounding is, it's the little things that add up. It's the same with financially, the investments you do. If you ever heard of compound interest or compounding, it's if you put into your investments, or if you put into index funds or a hedge fund or crypto, which a lot of people do these days, you put in a little bit every single month, that stuff adding up, but also you keep reinvesting any of the profits, that compounds and you get there quicker. So it's a very, very good book. Now in this book, what they talk about is the small investments that you do daily add up over time, and they give you the biggest benefits on the long range scale. And it's really about changing your habits. So he talks a little bit about everything. And one of the things I love about this book, it almost takes like 5 or 6 or 7 really great self-improvement books and downsizes it into a good summary. So this is a really good one because I think it incorporates a lot of good underlying universal truths, good success lessons, things that, food for thought to think about. So the small investments that you do every day, whether it be financially or your health or, your career or just a little bit of everything, daily habits that you can incorporate. And he talks about his recipe as well as how he became this millionaire. His family, his dad was like a drill sergeant, so it was very militaristic, but it ingrained in him the power of habit. And then over time, he became a millionaire in his 20s. Very awesome. So when he opens the story, a part of the story is he talks about 3 brothers. And it's kind of funny because I actually have 3 triplet cousins that are kind of similar to this, but not like that, but it resonated with me. But 3 brothers, they all graduate high school at the same time. And they're all similar personalities, but they start doing different habits. One has bad habits. One has just average habits, like, just every day going through life. And then the other one starts building success habits. And then over 6 months, you don't really notice. After a year, you still don't really notice. But over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you can kind of guess it. The successful habit person becomes a millionaire. The average person who just had average habits lives an average life. The one who built up bad habits, it goes the opposite direction. They get overweight. They financially, in debt or broke, broken relationships. It's kind of like, the power of habit compounded over time is going to yield you either good or bad results, depending on if you do the little things every day. Funny enough, somebody asked me that. This is way off topic, but I was in the Philippines once, and a kid asked me, solely unrelated, but was actually, what's the key to success? And this is when me and my friend were kind of like, we were going through the Philippines. And I remember saying that there's not one big key to success. Like some are bigger than others, but really it's a lot of little things you do. It's all the little things you do on a daily basis, daily, weekly, monthly. And sure, there's some things that are bigger than others, but it really is a lot of little things you're doing on a daily basis. So I thought this was a really great book. A big part of it is consistency is key, right? And you have to embrace delayed gratification. Our whole world these days is all built up on instant gratification. A lot of it also thanks to social media. You see your friends have a new relationship, a new house, a new something, and you want the same things. So you got to make sure to embrace delayed gratification. You want to be happy now, but don't be always looking for the next shiny object. Okay, you have to be putting in the work on a daily basis and know that the good results are coming down the track. A really good phrase I like is shoot for the moon. Shoot for the moon. And even if you miss, you'll end up amongst the stars. I think it's a really good phrase to kind of consider. So like keep doing the small things to build who you are as a successful person, so that no matter what project you do or what career you do or whatever you do in life, you're still going to be successful as a result. It's a really good way to live by. Right now, I think if you saw my last video, I'm in week 3 of the keto diet. I'm in week 3 of intermittent fasting. I got 1 more hour and then I get to break my fast, which I'm looking forward to. Also been doing 30 days of Wim Hof breathing and meditation and cold plunging. That's a lot, and I get it. You go at your own pace. You focus on one habit at a time. You don't have to do something crazy. And I also do Techno Tutor, and I also do visualization, and I work out for a triathlon. So I'm doing a lot consecutively, consistently all the time, because I do believe that over a long run, it's almost like an insurance plan. It's going to give me great health in the future, make me feel great as a result, and, make me a better person. So it's the little things you do every day. He also talks about you got to keep track of your numbers, keeping track of how you spend your time, where you're putting your money, what habits are you doing on a daily basis, and making like a 30-day journal. Write down the things that you're doing every day, how you're spending every 30 minutes of your time, right? Are you investing time into the right areas? Are you, or like relationships, you're the average of your 5 best friends. Are you spending time with positive, uplifting, good people on the right who have positive habits? Or are you spending time with people that maybe are not going the track that you want to go on? Doesn't mean they're bad people, and it doesn't mean you can't be friends with them, but you want to start selecting on who you spend the majority of your time with in close proximity. Talks to things about obviously in society we talk about winning isn't everything, but in the Navy SEALs, a big saying is it pays to be a winner. They have it etched on. I remember being at different friends, and they would definitely reiterate that it pays to be a winner. If you look at horse racing, the top horse makes like $2 million. The next horse who wins second place, even though they lost by like a hair, they make like $20K, which is still really good, but it's not $2 million. If you look at the Olympics, there's only 1 gold medal per year. That gold medal, that person, it's a big deal. And doesn't mean silver is bad, but, obviously everybody's going for the gold and you get a lot more recognition and promotion. It pays to be a winner. There's a really good thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger that I really like, and despite his personal life, the guy did a lot in his life. Movie star, Mr. Universe. I heard also he was financially free before he even started acting. And he's got a crazy story where he actually bought real estate when he was like he just moved to the US and he already knew about real estate, bought real estate, would lease it out, was getting residual income, and that was able to fund his ability to do bodybuilding and movies and all the things he wanted to do. So something food for thought. But his big success principle was to be a champion. Number 1, you have to want it. Number 2, you have to embrace the suck. You have to commit. You have to commit to it, and you have to be willing to go through the pain period. You have to know what you're giving in exchange. The time, the dedication, the pain. And the third thing was that a lot of average people, average bodybuilders, stop when it gets hurting. And he says right when it hurts is like the perfect timing. It's that window of opportunity where you try to do 2 or 3 more reps, and that's what gives you the physique. So it's pushing yourself the extra mile. And the same thing that comes back to compounding, try to set the bar a little bit higher. Okay, you'll thank yourself in the long run, and you'll be amazed by the person you become. All right, that's a pretty good note to end on, I think. Anyway, great book. Again, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Really good read, very easy read. Definitely something you can do in a weekend. Some announcements. As I mentioned, we're doing great on our little health investments that we're kind of doing right now. If I mentioned before, we are hiring. We are hiring for recruiters, talent partners, sourcers, and salespeople. I've had a few people reach out, sending me their resumes. Really do appreciate it. So I will be contacting those people. Can't contact everybody, but I'll contact these people that I want to have a call with and a one-on-one. If you're interested, in looking at some of the tools and some of the masterminds I use, and using the leverage of a mastermind is really, really key, feel free to send me an email, and I'd be happy to chat with you a little bit about what I do as well as some of the masterminds. There's one mastermind in particular I really recommend. I don't talk about it, and I don't really advertise it that much, and it's only for qualified people, frankly. And something that we're going to try to do, I know a lot of people are talking about cybersecurity, had questions on things. I will try to have open office hours for 1 or 2 hours a week where people can dial in. It's not recorded, none of the stuff gets reiterated, but I make it so it's an hour, so you can just jump on a Zoom and ask me any questions about your career or sales stuff, or if it's recruiting, or if it's you have an interview you want to help with, let me know. Happy to help. Feel free to message me. And if you're looking really to double your sales and your income and your clients, definitely recommend the tool TechnoTutor. That one was a big game changer for me. Definitely recommend checking out the video I made on TechnoTutor, and I really explained the story behind it. Should do an updated video because a lot's changed since then. Really excited for summer. It's gonna be a great summer. But hope everyone's doing well. Take care. Love you guys, and chat soon.